I first read Srila Prabhupada Memories book about 20 years ago, and it really moved me. It was practical, it was humorous, it was deep, and it was very, very nourishing for the soul.
It's in Srila Prabhupada's Memories series. Someone is talking about how they were in Vrindavan and he went to Gurudas Prabhu and together they were discussing, and their plan was that we should try to acquire the Radha Damodar temple and the Raman Reti land that Srila Prabhupada had arranged. They said that we should do something small there, and what we should rather do is put all our energy into getting the Radha Damodar temple and developing that. So they went to Srila Prabhupada with this plan, and they suggested to Prabhupada, they said, Srila Prabhupada, why don't we just put all our energy into getting the Radha Damodar temple, developing that, and the Raman Reti land, we'll just do something small there. And Prabhupada wasn't impressed. He said, I don't do anything small. Everything has to be big. And he said, no, you develop that Raman Reti land. In the future, many, many thousands of people will come. So Prabhupada always was thinking big. Tribhuvanath Prabhu tells that story that once they were in a taxi in London and they were going past Buckingham Palace, and one of the devotees said, Prabhupada, Prabhupada, one of the Queen's guards has become a devotee. He was like really impressed. He said, Prabhupada, one of the Queen's guards has become a devotee. Prabhupada looked back at him and said, oh, and what about the Queen? And in that moment they realized, wow, Prabhupada is thinking on another level, you know.
Srila Prabhupada is a living theology, so everything we read about in scripture, everything we hear about in lectures is very much exhibited through Srila Prabhupada's life. So referencing these stories from Srila Prabhupada Memories really brings it alive and really touches people's hearts and shows us how to actually live this philosophy in the real world.
I was just reading in Srila Prabhupada's Memories, I think, Kusha Mataji, she talks about how Prabhupada had actually handwritten that sign in the kitchen, maybe, because she said Jadurani Mataji had been serving very, maybe going above and beyond the call of duty to the extent that she had got sick. And so Kusha Mataji said there was actually a handwritten sign by Prabhupada that he had put up on the wall where he said, health first, chanting second, and then service after that.
When we watch the videos, then we get a sense of the deep emotion and the connection with the person telling the story. But reading the book also gives us an opportunity to meditate, to reflect, to really deeply try to absorb that anecdote in a deeper way. So I like to do both, read the book and watch the videos.
Bhagavat Prabhu tells the story of how they were in Mayapur and they were walking one time. This was in the very early days. And Prabhupada stopped and told them, you should buy all the land in Mayapur. I think like, all the land in Mayapur? We don't know what to do with this land. Prabhupada said, you should buy all the land in Mayapur. And then Prabhupada said, you should apply to the Indian government for independence. And you should form the country of Mayapur. It's like, wow. And then he said to Bhagavat Prabhu, yes, you should form the country of Mayapur, and then every temple around the world will be an embassy of the country of Mayapur. And then Prabhupada said, and in our country of Mayapur we'll have our own currency, 2 Chaitanyas, 5 Chaitanyas, 10 Chaitanyas. Interesting. So Prabhupada was so ambitious.
I think we're never satiated in hearing about Srila Prabhupada and the wonderful exchanges he had with devotees. Even today we keep reading accounts that we've never heard before, and it really helps us to become more and more enchanted by Srila Prabhupada's beauty and brilliance. So we encourage everyone to purchase a copy of Srila Prabhupada Memories, Volume 6. Find it in your local temple shop or purchase it online, and be ready to be educated and inspired.